Today we're going to be looking at the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Primrose palette. She just released this 2 days ago. So if you would like to see how I got this look with the Primrose palette, then just keep watching, because in today's video we are going to be reviewing this palette. We're going to be doing swatches, and then I am also going to wrap it up with a tutorial on how I achieved this eye look. Let me know by giving me a thumbs up if you are liking this eye look. I just want to give a little spoiler alert. I love this palette. Of all of the luxurious palettes that I have purchased recently, I feel like this one is definitely worth the splurge. I love doing product review videos for you, and I also love trying out new makeup, as you can see. So if you are into that kind of stuff, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and also again, make sure to like the video if you find that you are enjoying it. Before I begin this video, I know some of you have noticed that I've been pumping out a lot of content recently. I'm also trying out new things. So yes, there is a new background behind me. I am testing it out. I think I'm going to stick with this, but I'm still changing things here and there. So I don't know, just wanted to give you a little update. So let's go ahead and hop into a review of this stunning palette. The Primrose palette retails for $55 and contains 12 shades to create both glam and natural everyday eye looks. This palette has mattes, metallics, pinks, purples, and nice neutral shades like terracotta and beige. They also say that this palette is really easy for beginners. Okay, now let's get into swatches. I'm so excited to share with you these beautiful shades. We're first going to start off with the metallic shades. The first one is Rose Water, which is just so beautiful. I feel like these colors look even better in person. Then we're going in with Peony, and as you can see, they are so pigmented on the first swipe. Okay, now we're gonna take Sparkling Amber, and these metallic-y shades are so buttery. Like, I can't even describe it. Like, it's like more than buttery. I don't know how to describe it, but it feels really nice and very luxurious and very high quality. Look at how beautiful that is, and it's so pigmented. Okay, now we're going in with Fire Opal. This one is just so buttery. As you can see, I had to be gentle when I'm applying my finger in there. Anyways, doing a swipe of this shade is amazing. Okay, now we're taking Primrose. This is actually matte, but it has a few like glitter specks in it, so we're just gonna swatch this one. I was gonna say swipe and swatch. Okay, now let's go into the mattes. This is the shade Honey. I don't know if you could tell, but just with one swipe, you can see just how pigmented these shadows are. And now we are gonna go in with the shade Rouge. This one is a really beautiful shade. Aren't these colors like perfect for fall? Okay, now we're taking Deep Berry, which is the deepest shade in the palette. Ugh, look how pigmented that is. And then the last shade is Mango. Just kidding, the last shade is Claret, and I'll be using this color actually from my eye look today. Okay, these last two shades are the biggest ones in Grapefruit. This is Grapefruit right here. I think these are blushes. It doesn't quite say that they are blushes. I think these can either be used as eyeshadows or blushes, because on the palette it says that these are both eye and face looks. And this is the shade Saddle, which is a terracotta. I'm gonna use the Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer, and then I'm going to apply some powder on top with the Pat McGrath Labs powder, and I'm gonna blend it in with a beauty blender to make sure the base is nice and smooth. Because this palette is called Primrose, I'm obviously going to use the Primrose shade. I'm just going to apply this above my crease, and I'm using the Sigma E40 blending brush to apply it and blend it at the same time. Next, I'm using the shade Honey, and this is going to be like my transition shade. I'm going to apply this all over the lid and a little bit underneath that Primrose shadow, just so I can get a nice transition. Now with that same crease blending brush, I'm going in with the shade Claret, and I'm going to apply this directly into my crease. And then I'm just going to blend everything out. I'm going to use that transition shade in Honey again, and I'm applying this all over my lid and a little bit underneath the crease just to smooth and blend everything together. Now I'm using the shade Rose Water, which is a metallic-y glitter shade, and I'm just applying this all over the eyelid with a flat eyeshadow brush. This is the brush Morphe M224. And surprisingly, I was able to actually use a brush to apply this eyeshadow. Usually when I apply glitter shades, brushes don't work or pick up any pigment, but as you can see here, the coverage is pretty good. However, you will see later that when I use my finger to apply the shade, it does show up a little bit more pigmented, but overall I'm pretty impressed that I was even able to get pigment from using a brush. I'm going back in with the shade Claret, and I'm using this to blend out the crease. I'm also going to apply some on the outer corners of my eye. I'm going to finish the upper eye area by just blending everything out once again. Now I'm taking that same shade I put in my crease, Claret, and I'm going to place this underneath my eye and just smudge it out with a tiny smudge brush. For my waterline, I'm going to use the shade Deep Berry. And then I'm just going to blend out these two colors. Now I'm going to pop on Sparkling Amber on the inner corners of my eye. And then I'm taking Rose Water again, and I'm placing this halfway underneath my eye. Okay, I did my eyeliner and popped on some Glamnetic lashes in Lucky. And now I'm going to move on to the blush. I decided to use this shade called Ice Lotus from the Clinique blush. This is like an icy cold pink color. And then I'm just gonna blend it out with my Sigma Duo Fiber brush. And of course I'm applying highlight. One of my favorite highlights is the Becca highlight in the color Opal. Last but not least, I am finishing it off with the Fenty Glow Lip Gloss in the shade Maui Wowie. Wait, I think that's what it's called. No, just kidding. It's called Mauve Wives. I don't know why I said that. And that's it. Super easy, right? And yet, look how gorgeous it turned out. Okay, now as for my review, I absolutely love this eyeshadow palette. That's saying a lot because I have never fallen in love with an eyeshadow palette before. I have shied away from buying expensive palettes because they weren't that much better than ColourPop eyeshadows. But with this Primrose palette, there's a huge difference. The shadows are extremely buttery and very pigmented. The metallics and glitters can be applied with an eyeshadow brush. Usually, I can only use my finger to apply glitters and metallics. As you can see, one swipe gives you intense pigment. And lastly, these colors are just freaking gorgeous and perfect for fall. The colors in this palette are very different from the ones I have in my ColourPop palettes. Also, this palette is not as expensive as Huda Beauty or Natasha Denona, and yet I feel like they kind of perform better. I would say my only con is that there is some fallout in the pan and a little fallout underneath the eyes with the glittery shades. So that is it for this video. Let me know down in the comments below if you are interested in picking up this palette, and also, did you like this look or not? I forgot to, no, I think I'll put this in the beginning. Actually, no, never mind. Yeah, like I said, this is like my first time kind of doing my own eye look. I usually reference other people's tutorials and eye looks, but I'm quite happy with how this turned out, especially because you know, it was my first time creating my own look, but I also feel like I'm getting a little bit more experience with like pairing different eyeshadow colors together. But all in all, I just love this palette so much. It's so amazing and the colors are just stunning. I can't wait to use it more. I just said a lot right there. in my outro. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content, and also make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It helps me out a lot. And yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in another video. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Goodbye.